2, 1. Boosters ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
History made in the overnight hours. Artemis 1 is a go, a successful first step for NASA's mission to put humans back on the moon. 2025. Right now, the uncrewed Orion spacecraft is traveling to circle the moon and then head back to Earth. That'll take about 3 weeks. The next mission, Artemis 2 in 2024, there will be 4 astronauts aboard, and we know that one of them will be Canadian, because the Canadian Space Agency involved in this. So there are 4 possibles: Colonel Jeremy Hansen, Jennifer Seide-Gibbons, David Saint-Jacques, and Lieutenant Colonel Joshua Kutrick. He spoke to us earlier about the launch today.
Today is a pretty historical day in space exploration. I would say that we are at a turning point in terms of technology for us as a species. We are going back to the moon. NASA leading with its international partners, the first of those partners being Canada to go along. So Artemis 1 is the first in a series of missions. It's going to the moon, but it's historical because it's very different, perhaps, from Apollo. It's not, of course, just the United States. It's the United States with a large now international collaboration. And the mission goal is very different. It's not going there to stay there. It's going to achieve a permanent and a sustainable level of human presence. So we want to go there to stay. We want to go there to do long-term science and exploration. And really what we're trying to do is we're trying to go there in order to get ready to take the next giant leap, which is to reach out all the way to Mars, something that we hope is going to happen in this generation. And so this is the very beginning of that great adventure for our species. And it's very significant for that reason. We're about to step off the planet in a real and a sustainable way, hopefully for good. There's 4 current Canadian astronauts, and we're working together every day to get ready for Canada's next missions, including Artemis 2 and including a couple that are going back to the International Space Station. So we're all working together. We don't actually know yet who's going to fly on Artemis 2, but one of us will, and one of us will fly on the subsequent ones. I would tell you that, yeah, of course, all 4 of us, I think, are just immensely proud, very grateful to be in the situation that we are with our Canadian space program at the Canadian Space Agency. And when we watch that rocket, we watch history unfold. Of course, we look forward, and we're hoping for the day, waiting for the day when we see a Canadian on it, knowing that it'll be one of us. And we're looking beyond that too. We're hoping and looking forward to the future where maybe we even end up with a human going back to the moon and someday on the surface of the moon.
That is Joshua Kutrick, who was speaking to us earlier this morning as one of the 4 active Canadian astronauts who could end up. One of the 4 will end up on Artemis 2 in 2024. Joshua did us a bit of a favor because he delivered a message. If you were watching earlier last hour, we also had our young space friends back on the program, Alfie Chan and Theron Da Silva. They're 13. They're best friends. They go to school together in Richmond Hill, Ontario. And Joshua Kutrick had a little bit of a message for them.
Good morning, Theron and Alfie, and really all other young Canadian aspiring astronauts or folks who aspire to work in space in general. I'd really love to take the occasion to say 2 things to you. First and foremost, I think for advice, be on the lookout for what your passion is. We need everything in space. So try to find that one thing in life at a young age that inspires you, that motivates you, something that is going to be that spark that you can use to go out and make decisions and do everything it is that you want to do with your life. Find something that you can be really and truly passionate about, a field. And then the second thing I'd want to tell you is that, from my perspective anyway, your timing has never been better. If you're a young Canadian and you're interested in space, you're interested in STEM fields, man, the future is very, very bright.
Thank you, Joshua. He must have heard, guys, that the dream is to be an astronaut. What do you think of that little message?
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I actually have changed plans a little, and I plan to go into physics or mathematics.
Oh, well, you can still apply that to the space field. Might you think of something like that?
Yeah, indeed. I might go into astrophysics.
Okay, perfect. And what about you, Alfie? What is the dream now? And I'm wondering if, the whole prospect of going to the moon might be something that you're thinking about right now.
I've been thinking about it for a while. This is probably one of the most inspiring messages I've ever gotten in my life. And that just really, really made my day. It's almost like a day to remember for me. And I've just been thinking about, also like far inside studying math and physics too.
Alfie Chan, who got up at 1:48 in the morning Eastern Time to watch that launch live, wants to be an astronaut, and a dream day for him. Theron Da Silva, who wanted to be an astronaut, now thinking about astrophysics, but really appreciating that inspiration from Canada's Joshua Kutrek.